Hello, and welcome to the English Edge podcast, your space to practice real English through everyday conversations.
I'm Jay, and together with Sophie, we'll guide you through practical English you can use anywhere. Let's get started.
You ever wake up and feel like you've already lived this exact morning before? Not in a dramatic way, just familiar in a very specific way.
Yeah, and it's weird because nothing is technically wrong. It just feels like you pressed replay on yesterday.
Like the alarm goes off, you reach for your phone and you scroll without even thinking. You don't decide to scroll. Your thumb just knows what to do.
That autopilot mode is powerful. Your brain loves efficiency, even if it means repetition.
And then you go brush your teeth in the exact same order. Same hand, same rhythm, same staring into the mirror.
Right, and you don't consciously choose that order. It just feels correct.
That's what fascinates me. We call it routine, but it's actually a behavioral pattern.
Exactly. And routines aren't accidental. They're reinforced through repetition and comfort.
Comfort is sneaky, though. It makes patterns feel safe instead of repetitive.
Yeah, comfort doesn't announce itself. It just quietly says, let's do what we did yesterday.
Even your commute becomes a pattern. You take the same route even when there are other options.
And if someone suggests a different way, you hesitate. Not because it's worse, just because it's unfamiliar.
It's kind of funny, actually. We say we want change, but we choose repetition.
Well, change requires energy. Patterns conserve it.
That makes sense. Your brain is basically trying to save fuel.
Exactly. It's cognitive efficiency. Why redesign the morning when yesterday worked?
But here's the subtle part. When repetition becomes invisible, awareness decreases.
Right. You stop noticing details. Days blur together.
And that blur creates that strange feeling. Have I done this already?
It's not supernatural. It's neurological familiarity.
Still, it can feel unsettling for a second, like you're slightly out of sync with yourself.
Yeah, because humans like novelty too. We need small variations to feel present.
So maybe the issue isn't patterns themselves. Maybe it's unconscious patterns.
That's a big difference. Conscious routine feels intentional.
Unconscious repetition feels automatic, and automatic can feel limiting.
But here's the thing. Patterns aren't enemies.
No, not at all. They actually build stability.
Athletes rely on patterns. Musicians rely on patterns.
Even language itself is pattern-based. That's how we predict what someone will say next.
Exactly. Grammar is structured repetition, and repetition builds fluency.
So patterns aren't the problem. Blind repetition is.
Right. And noticing the pattern is the first shift. Awareness interrupts autopilot.
Maybe tomorrow morning, just switch something small. Brush your teeth with the other hand.
Or take a slightly different route. Your brain will wake up instantly.
That tiny disruption reminds you that you're choosing, not just repeating.
And that's where the idea of feeling the pattern begins. You sense it before you analyze it.
Because once you feel it, you can't completely ignore it anymore.
And that awareness, it changes how the next day unfolds.
So, okay, we talked about daily routines, right? But patterns don't just live in mornings. They show up in people.
Oh, absolutely. Social patterns might be even stronger than habit patterns.
Like, think about it. When you meet someone new, you somehow end up telling the same 3 stories about yourself.
Yes, it's like you have a personal highlight reel ready to go.
And you don't even plan it. The situation just triggers the approved version of you.
Right, because socially we look for safety, and familiar stories feel safe.
That's interesting. Safety again. Patterns really love safety.
They do. Even emotionally, we repeat what feels predictable.
Okay, let's talk about arguments for a second. Have you ever noticed how certain disagreements follow the exact same script?
Oh, for sure. You can almost predict which sentence is coming next.
It's like someone says one phrase, and your brain automatically loads your usual response.
That's because emotional reactions are patterns too. They're rehearsed without us realizing it.
So instead of reacting to the present moment, we're reacting to accumulated memory.
Exactly. It's less about what's happening now and more about what feels familiar.
Which explains why sometimes you think, why does this always happen to me?
Yeah, and usually it's not coincidence. It's a repeated emotional pattern playing out.
That sounds serious, but it's actually kind of human. We gravitate toward what we understand, even if it's imperfect.
And honestly, sometimes we recreate familiar dynamics without noticing, because predictability feels manageable.
Even friendships can follow patterns. You might always become the listener in every group.
Or the joker. Or the responsible one.
Right, roles repeat. And once you play a role long enough, people expect it.
And expectations reinforce the pattern. It becomes a loop.
So then the question becomes, are we choosing our roles or inheriting them?
That's a powerful question, because sometimes we step into a role unconsciously.
And if you try to act differently, people might look at you like you're glitching.
Exactly. They're used to the pattern. Change interrupts their expectations.
Even small talk has patterns. How are you? Rarely expects a real answer.
Yeah, it's basically social rhythm. You say good even if you're tired.
So socially, we operate inside invisible scripts. They make interactions smoother.
But when you notice the script, you suddenly have options.
You can answer differently. You can respond instead of react.
And that tiny pause before reacting, that's awareness entering the pattern.
It's not about breaking every pattern dramatically. It's about recognizing which ones serve you.
Exactly. Some patterns create stability.
Others quietly limit growth, and you don't even notice until you step back.
So maybe feeling the pattern socially means noticing repetition in tone, in reactions, in the way conversations unfold.
And once you feel it, you can shift it, gently,
Not dramatically, not aggressively.
just intentionally. And that changes everything.
Because when you change one response, you change the direction of the loop.
And that's where patterns stop feeling automatic and start feeling adjustable.
Agreed.
Okay, so we've talked about daily habits and social scripts, but patterns also live in systems, and that's where it gets really interesting.
Yeah, because systems are designed around repetition. They rely on predictability to function smoothly.
Take your phone, for example. It learns your behavior faster than you realize.
Absolutely. Algorithms are basically pattern recognition machines.
You watch one type of video, and suddenly your feed becomes a mirror of that choice.
Exactly. And the mirror keeps reflecting until it feels normal. Then you think, wow, everyone is talking about this.
When really, it's just your digital environment looping back to you. It's personalized repetition,
And that repetition shapes perception. It narrows your sense of what's common.
which means sometimes when we feel stuck, we're just inside a curated pattern.
Right. And it doesn't feel forced. It feels organic, almost natural.
That's the subtle power of environmental influence. It guides without announcing itself.
Lighting, sound, layout, digital notifications, all of it shapes behavior quietly.
Even productivity apps create patterns. You check them at certain times without thinking.
Yeah, and your brain starts associating specific emotions with those cues. A notification can create urgency automatically.
So the pattern isn't just external, it becomes internalized.
Exactly. Repeated exposure rewires expectation, and expectation guides reaction.
Which explains why sometimes breaking a pattern can feel uncomfortable. Your brain expects continuity.
Disruption creates friction. Even positive change can feel unsettling at first.
It's kind of ironic. We crave novelty, but we rely on structure.
Yeah, humans are complicated like that. We want stability with a hint of surprise.
Think about workspace environments. The arrangement of your desk influences focus.
Totally. Clutter can create mental noise, even if you don't consciously notice it.
And when you rearrange your space, it feels like something internally shifts too.
That's because environment reinforces mental patterns. Visual order can support cognitive clarity.
So maybe feeling the pattern mentally means noticing cycles of thought, certain worries that repeat.
Or the same internal dialogue playing in difficult situations, like a familiar script in your head.
Yeah, those loops can feel automatic, but they're learned responses.
And learned means adjustable. That's important.
When you recognize a thought pattern, you create distance from it.
That distance creates perspective, and perspective reduces emotional intensity.
It's like stepping outside the loop for a moment, observing instead of participating.
And once you observe it, you can question it.
Is this reaction necessary? Is this assumption accurate?
That questioning weakens automatic repetition. Awareness softens rigidity.
So maybe the mind isn't trapped in patterns. It's just accustomed to them.
And familiarity doesn't equal destiny. It just means repetition happened.
I like that. Repetition happened, that's all.
Which means repetition can change, gradually, intentionally.
So feeling the pattern mentally isn't about panic. It's about perception.
Exactly. And perception is the doorway to choice.
Once you notice the loop, you're no longer completely inside it.
And that subtle shift, that's where autonomy begins.
Okay, so after all this serious pattern analysis, I feel like we should officially forgive our brains.
Honestly, yes. Our brains are just trying to be efficient, not dramatic villains.
Right? Like, imagine your brain saying, I built you a routine so you wouldn't have to think so hard.
Exactly. It's not trapping you, it's conserving energy.
And when we feel the pattern, it's not a warning siren, it's a gentle notification.
Yeah, like, hey, just so you know, this is familiar territory. Not scary, just informative.
That's such a good way to put it. Patterns are basically informational feedback.
Exactly. They show us where we've invested repetition.
And repetition, by the way, is how mastery happens. Athletes repeat, musicians repeat, speakers repeat.
Even language learning is pattern practice. You repeat structures until fluency feels natural.
So maybe patterns aren't cages, they're training grounds.
I love that. Training ground sounds way better than emotional loop.
And here's the happy part. When you notice a pattern, you've already leveled up.
Yes, awareness is basically a mental upgrade.
It's like switching from automatic mode to manual mode. Same car, better control.
And the cool thing is, you don't have to redesign your whole life. You just adjust small responses.
Like, instead of reacting instantly, you take a breath and choose your tone.
Or instead of scrolling mindlessly, you say, okay, 10 minutes, that's it. Friendly, practical.
Tiny decisions, honestly. But tiny decisions compound.
And that's knowledge in action. Understanding patterns makes you strategic.
I think that's what feels empowering. You're not stuck, you're informed.
Exactly. And informed people make intentional choices.
Plus, let's be real, not all repetition is bad.
No, some repetition is comfort, and comfort is allowed.
Morning coffee, that pattern can stay.
Absolutely. We are not canceling coffee.
But maybe we upgrade how we experience it. More present, less distracted.
Exactly. Same routine, higher awareness. That's growth without chaos.
I love that phrase, growth without chaos.
Because honestly, transformation doesn't have to be dramatic. It can be intelligent and steady.
And when you feel the pattern now, it doesn't feel heavy.
It feels like information. Like, oh, interesting, I've been here before.
And instead of panic, you feel possibility.
That shift from panic to possibility, that's the real upgrade.
So maybe feeling the pattern is actually a good sign. It means you're paying attention.
And paying attention is powerful because attention directs change.
You're not stuck in repetition. You're refining it.
Exactly. Patterns become tools when you understand them.
And that's where we'll wrap up today's conversation. If this helped you see your habits a little differently, stay connected with us.
We'll be back with more real conversations to grow your English and your awareness at the same time. Until next time, notice your patterns and smile when you do.